cares if it's top secret? We're gonna look at it anyway.
Makes 2,000 horsepower.
Right to the face. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, folks, welcome to part 3 of my cannonball run across America in a C6 Z06 that I bought sight unseen from a sketchy dealership in Florida, immediately modified, and then thought it'd be a good idea to drive back home to California. If you haven't seen the first 2 episodes, here's what you missed. Found a Z06 online at a dealership in South Florida with a sketchy name, lowballed him over the phone, got a solid deal, rolled the dice, bought it sight unseen, flew to Florida after Burnout Wars Atlanta, commandeered to lift a hobby shop garage, did a cam, heads and exhaust in 18 hours, drove to Burnout Wars, did the show, drove to my mom's house, took her for a spin, stressed her out, let her drive, stressed me out, split from there, did 913 miles in 8 hours, got to Project Torque, did some burnouts, left from there, hit some many performances in San Antonio, toured around my 572 big block with Jacob, and that brings us to now. So, made it to Austin last night and crashed for a few hours. Today, we're gonna head over to Texas Speed on our way to Phoenix because I need to pick up some more Go Fast parts for the Vette. And also, I did notice that when installing the axle back system, there was a little bit of interference in one of the tubes. It was basically hitting the diff cooler. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get my car up on the lift, 3D scan it so we can make some adjustments to that system for like the Z06, Grand Sport, and the ZR1 models that actually have that diff cooler. Don't want any interference for you guys. The drive from Austin to Georgetown is very short. It's about 32 miles. It's basically a straight shot up Highway 35. Up to this point so far, car's been perfect. I mean, absolutely perfect. I'd be willing to go as far as to say that this may be the best road trip car of all time. I mean, it's big, it's spacious, it's planted at speed, and it's been getting great gas mileage. I mean, hell, I've been averaging 18 to 19 miles per gallon, even with the way that I drive. So when we get to Texas Speed, we're gonna do an oil change and a spanner check, make sure nothing's come loose. But you know what, in the event something does along the trip here, I'm not really too concerned because part of the deal when you get Hagerty insurance on anything is that you automatically get a free membership to their drivers club. So that gets me 24/7 roadside assistance, up to 100 miles of towing included each time I need emergency roadside service, and unlimited service requests for things like lockouts, jump starts, or fuel delivery. And that's nice, especially if you're like me where you slam a car together and decide to use a 3,000 mile trip as its shakedown run. So look, you know the deal. Click the QR code if you want to get involved. I've been using this stuff for 8 years now. I swear up and down by it. So, I think it's about time we get to Texas Speed. All right, we are here at Texas Speed. We actually get to do some R&D here because they made this wild new exhaust for Corvettes and it works really good. One little issue that I did find was that the diff cooler in the rear was just barely touching on the pipe that comes over the axle and over the assembly here. So they were like, hey, you got a second? Can we get it on the lift and scan it? So this is cool. This is what it's all about, right? So my man Ricardo here is going to scan this thing up. But actually here, if you want, you can see. So these are valved. This is awesome. This has been keeping me sane for like, 8-hour stretches. So it's not just inside the entire time. And another cool thing I like about the upgrade, so this section here, and I talked about this in an earlier video, but this is removable, so now you don't have to do the entire exhaust if you want to get like to the headers or something, right? Before, I used to have to take the cap back off, then the X pipe, then get to the headers. This catted X pipe, really clean, really tight, perfect, still sounds really good, especially at idle, but it's not absolutely deafening when you're wide open, which is cool. It's still loud and good. The new headers are awesome because the old headers used to hang down just a hair more, actually probably like an inch, right? And where in my driveway, I would wind up hitting them on everything. But the big one is this. On the passenger side, if you come over here, you can see that there's so much more room to clear the starter. So now you're not having that crazy, just like cooking your starter, where if you drive it for a long time, then you go to like start it, it just won't even do it because like the starter's 1 billion degrees. So this is nice. They slide right in and out too, no problems there. So excellent work. Good job on those, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
This is the man that designed those.
Thanks.
Hey, no worries, I appreciate it. Now I don't have to worry about going over bumps and just smoking the primary. What kind of scanner you got here?
That's a Firehorn. That's the one we use for all the scanning.
Okay.
Like for example, right now I'm gonna just try to scan around the deep area.
What does one of these cost, man? This looks fancy.
Oh, this is the hand-me-down budget one.
Yes, they're expensive.
By budget, we need big quotations for budget.
I mean, look at this. You got the whole robotic arm action going on here. just spray and pray. All right. That's cool. Honestly, the system's rad, and it's been really nice to be able to turn the exhaust quiet when the, law is around. Not raise any red flags, you know what I mean?
Especially on a red Z06.
Yeah, exactly. It's already loud enough visually. You want them to think you're a 60-year-old man that's just enjoying retirement, not like a stupid-ass 30-year-old guy that has got a hand-me-down Z06 that's going to get beat within an inch of its life.
You want to try the scanner?
Sure.
Green bottom, just press once, and then it will start scanning. Yeah, now it's scanning.
I say it wasn't making the noise, so.
Yeah, I turned the volume off.
Oh man, that was the best part. Oh, sweet.
Technology.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, you come down here, we're already putting you to work.
Hey, it's all right. I'll invoice you, no big deal. Just need a 441-inch, 13-to-1 motor. So do you want me to do anything back here?
That's fine.
Whoa. All right. Yeah. If this is messed up, it's not my fault. He's going to redo this because clearly I'm not a professional. And so while we're here, here's the thing. That LS7 intake, it doesn't flow really well. And as it turns out, our buddies over here at Texas Speed just made a new intake that actually fits under the hood of a Corvette. And these things are pretty sick because they're modular. And let me show you what I'm talking about, right? This is for an LS7, but let's say if you want to get one of these intakes and then you want to switch up your cylinder heads for, like, let's say you go cathedral or like to an LS3 head or vice versa. Well, they are modular. So you can just change the runners out to match the head that you have. And these all seal, these nice O-rings in here, and then obviously O-ring seal to your head too. The best part is they come with dope looking new fuel rails. You got a big old port for a hog ass throttle body. A lot more airflow, a lot more party, and a lot cleaner looking, and it fits under your damn hood, which is important if you have a Corvette. If you have one, you know the struggle. So this is cool. I'm actually going to be throwing this onto my car. I had to pick one up while I was here. Not right now though, because I want to change out some of my fuel lines so I can actually run flex fuel and run proper AN lines. It looks a hell of a lot cleaner than all the janky GM stuff, you know what I mean? You want to talk some specs?
We did dyno test it with O2 sensors and EGTs on each individual cylinder.
Okay.
So we were able to see that as soon as it hit roughly about 1200 RPM, it was completely equal across all runners. So we actually tested this on our 416 LS3 with, as you would say, a hog-ass cam.
Nice.
She was roughly around 670 to the crank. We tested it between our LS3 and our Titan, very comparable to our Titan, which is good to see, especially long runner versus short runner, and also being able to fit underneath your hood.
Yeah, so where in the curve do you see the most performance? Is it all mostly up top, or did you get good mid-range?
We got a lot of really good mid-range out of this, especially for torque numbers, roughly around 4,000-ish, it absolutely loves. 3,000 also still pretty good for the torque numbers. Big thing though, once you get in those higher RPMs, it doesn't drop off. It just stays very consistent.
That's what you need. Because most of you are going a little past that damn red line. I can't talk today. You know how it is. You shift slow, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, here's the deal. This looks a hell of a lot better than that plastic. I don't know why those LS7 manifolds look like trash, but they do. And they don't flow very well, especially when you go to throw some big heads on them. One thing I wanted to ask you about is I saw all this on the back.
Yes, so we wanted to make it easy for, the people that really want to rowdy. If you want to run boost, you already got boost reference. Already tapped, you just got to drill it out. You're ready to party. Also, we're slanted, extra firewall clearance.
So you could get your hand back there in the event of needing to, I don't know, maybe like tighten your oil pressure sensor that you kind of left loose and then you put your intake on?
Mm-hmm.
Ask me how I know. That's cool. You get a little extra plenum volume. Okay. And then also too, I noticed that you got all these boys on the side here and very easily reachable. So it's not just jammed under the bottom?
That is correct. Also, the other idea behind this intake is perfect swap intake. We got ports on ports on ports depending on exactly what application you need. So you got your standard map sensor, MPT ports, vacuum lines, anything that you need.
That's nice, and it's not underneath it, so it's not an epic pain in the ass. You don't have to like put a bunch of 90s on it and like try to cock them and get them all going in different directions.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. That's very thoughtful of you guys.
We try to be.
And then how big of a throttle body can you fit on this thing without porting it?
103.
Okay.
The big thing about it though, on your C6, get that, ram air going on, factory throttle body location.
Ah, that's nice. Yeah,
Yes.
I did notice that it just kind of dips down like that.
Yep, so that is the factory location of the throttle body on a LS3, LS7, and LS1 for, the C5 guys. We can't leave them out.
Well done.
That was crisp.
Can I point something out? This isn't, who cares if it's top secret? We're gonna look at it anyway. Come here. As soon as I walked in here, it's the first thing I see. Now, I don't know what in the Sam hell's going on here, but it looks like it's gonna party.
This is what happens when you want to develop 2,000 horsepower short blocks in stock.
Okay.
Be able to sell the entire combination, be able to make 2,000 horsepower. You can just buy the entire kit, boom, makes 2,000 horsepower.
Wait, does it come with the turbos and the motor and
You can package it out with turbos, yes. And we're working on coming up with own manifolds and everything like that.
Does it come with one of these?
It does come with one of these.
Oh, look at that. Here, slap her on. Let's take a look.
Oh yeah.
Pretty. Does it come with the frickin' diesel smokestack style, I would call them downpipes, but they ain't going down.
I just thought we were going to go party in a jet boat after this.
I mean, it looks like, dude, they're polished too, so somebody meant business.
Oh
with
yeah,
this.
100%.
See, right about here, this is perfect for ample maximum volume right to the face.
I think we need to just do a little turn like this, come out the sides a little bit on the two-step, shoot about like 4-foot flames out of it.
I mean, that's cool, but how's it gonna blow your hair back? You know what I mean? So you need it kind of facing you.
We can also catch your hair on fire if you want to.
Hell yeah, brother. It's a free haircut.
Full Ghost Rider mode.
Hell yeah. Booyah! That's what I'm talking about. So check this out. Right here, we have a little comparison between the heads that are currently on it, which are, these are the 285cc LS7 heads by PRC, real nice. And then these are the old castings from our good friends at GM that decided to never fix their machinery years into the process. So a few differences. The chamber size is the same on these. The intake port does flow a hell of a lot more, which is nice. The exhaust port, I do believe, flows good too. And then these usually come with, I don't know what this setup has. I know that mine has titanium intake valves and Inconel exhaust valves. And then you get titanium retainers, real nice dual valve springs, or I guess you could have them set up kind of however you want. Usually a 700 lift spring. At least that's what's in mine. I don't know the seat pressures off the top of my head, but you know what the best part about these is? You can be assured that it's not gonna drop a damn valve on you. Here's the problem. On these stock GM heads. You wanna jump in on this? Sure. Much better if he explains it rather than me. This is good timing that he walked in here because now you can explain to people why these like to drop valves.
Well, these like to drop valves because, well, valve guides are absolutely terrible on these things. They are the #1 failure of these. Of course, you're not going to be able to see these, but they are basically made out of a very, very terrible material that is very brittle. And over time, running standard valve train and everything like that, they'll just slowly wear down, cause the valve to be able to have a lot of valve movement side to side, and eventually the valve does not like that anymore, and it becomes best friends with your piston.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of valve guides do you guys use on your heads?
So on our heads, we use a CHE bronze guide. It's the same thing that we use to replace on if you decided to send your factory heads in like a smart person and not want to blow up your LS7. You send them into us, we do CHE bronze guides on your factory heads. We port them, pick up about 30 CFM.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So you deck them, like?
We can deck it to any specification that you would like. Mainly, we just clean it up, typically about 5/1000ths, if that. The biggest thing is, 5-angle port job and, getting rid of those terrible miscellaneous metallic valve guides.
Nice. And then do you guys swap the springs out for new stuff, or what's the
yes,
deal?
so we can option those out either with our dual 660s or we can go with a set of 750s depending on how rowdy you want to get, and we like to be pretty rowdy.
So when you want to throw that hog in between the block, probably need them 750s. Do you guys keep the stock valves in them, or?
Yes, so we typically either keep the stock valves in them or we can replace them with another stock size titanium valve.
You keep the fancy stuff. The heads work better. They don't want to drop the valves. And apparently you can get pretty good power out of these, can't you?
Yes, you can.
What's the most you've seen out of a stock LS7 head?
Stock set of ported heads, you can see on a fully naturally aspirated setup high 600s, possibly low 7s.
And then what does the service kind of typically start at, right? Like if you're just coming in, 5-angle job, clean up.
Typically without valve springs and everything like that, you're looking roughly at around 1,400.
Cool.
Yep.
So it's pretty affordable rate and great insurance if you're not trying to blow up your LS7 and replace that.
And to put it in perspective, your titanium rods, yeah, you're looking at about $800 a piece on those.
Damn, really?
You might want to, oh yeah.
So, hey, if you happen to have an LS7 car that has junked its motor, holler at your boy. I'll pick it up dirt cheap from you. Easier than the pick and pull. You know what I mean? Cash in hand. Let's go, baby. Dude, I appreciate you coming in on this.
Oh, no problem.
Sorry that I pulled you to do that, but flow numbers are kind of like sort of irrelevant, right? I mean, it's all about speed. But
Yeah,
like, what do we got on these 285s?
Well, the biggest advertisement of these is the 400 plus number that you see on our website. So they do flow over 400 CFMs, roughly around 700 lift.
So when you're turning like big RPM in it, it can breathe.
Big power, big power.
How much power have you seen out of one of these like max effort NA?
You could see roughly low 7s to mid 750s, depending on how max effort you're talking about. Like if you're talking about like our stage 4, like off the shelf cam, you can see around that range. If you're looking at like more of like a solid roller, you're looking closer up to about 800.
Hell yeah, let's go, baby. Well, there you go. Fix your stuff, don't blow up your motor. Holler at the boys at Texas Speed. And get a BFD cam, damn it. All right, well, we're all packed up and done here at Texas Speed. The good thing is that everything looked good. Oil was clean. We got fresh oil in there and picked up a new intake manifold, some other things. So this was great. Good little stop along the way. I hope you guys learned a thing or two. Obviously, you know, the heads on these cars, dangerous if you're just rolling the dice with stock. So if you're gonna buy one, I've said it multiple times in this whole series, fix the heads, first thing you do. And if somebody told you they're fixed, check them. Don't believe you read online or if somebody's trying to sell you a car. Okay, look, now that we got some fresh oil, some new go fast parts for this thing, it's time to hit the road. As much as I'd love to stay and hang with the boys here at Texas Speed, I've got over 1,000 miles to go before I even make it to Phoenix. And I've got to be there by 2 p.m. tomorrow. Now look, unfortunately, nightfall's coming soon, and I've got about 300 miles worth of country road before I even hit I-10, so we got to get cooking. Let's play a little game here. You guys, comment below on what town you think I can make it to tonight before I have to sleep. The first person to get that right, you're going to win a free t-shirt from my new merch collection that's going to be dropping real soon. See you guys in the comment well. Let's hit the road. All right, we are here in Arizona, Squarebody Syndicate headquarters. Stopped here yesterday to do a little work on my C6. Just wanted to drain the trans fluid, replace it. I want to check out some of the rad stuff that Mr. Joe Yezzi has here in the shop. So we're gonna jump right into it though, because I see something new that I haven't even seen yet on the internet here. So it should be fun. It was raining cats and dogs yesterday, but can we take this out and party?
We can, let's do it.
All right. By the way, this episode's gonna be all over the place because I came here yesterday, we started filming, then it started just dumping rain miraculously. If it seems like it's jumping around, don't worry about it. But we tried to take this out last night in the rain.
Sorry, I don't mean to worry.
Not exactly the best thing to do, but here's the quick and dirty on this thing. Full chassis. You see a very familiar looking IRS here.
C7.
Oh, super fancy. So IRS, IFS, full chassis on it. Who did the chassis work on this?
Square One Vintage is Wes, who is the brilliant mind behind this chassis. He's got it dialed in.
It's here to party. So LS3 setup. It's a little on the spicy side. Heard it last night. It's clearly got a cam. It sounds like it's got a little more compression than typical. We'd have to bust the spec sheet out on it, see what's up. But is it a T56 or TR6060 in it?
TR6060.
6060. Banging gears. And good old square body. What year is this cab?
73 GMC.
The Cerakoted exhaust all the way back. Hell of a look. Just noticed the axles are Cerakoted too. Who makes these coilovers?
Rytex.
Okay, hell yeah. Looks good. The Transformer look with the tilt bed in front is so sick. Transmissions are awesome for like just driving around and, you know, you're gonna just daily it and whatever, but man, there's nothing like just being able to slam gears, and especially in a truck where it's like, I don't know, this thing's endlessly cool. Holy shit.
It grabs nice.
Yeah, it gets down, dude.
You hit these turns pretty good.
Oh man. Squarebody Syndicate and Syndicate series is that you're touching on everything, especially with the Squarebody part, right? It's like, you know, you got slam trucks, bagged ones, patina trucks, you got the burnout van, you got a full-blown race truck, you know. It's not like you're just kind of sticking to one lane with it, you know. You've kind of like explored every avenue that you can do with these trucks. And now with like Syndicate series, the fact that you guys are going to be like diving into other things too.
Yeah.
I love that.
That you want to touch them all.
I like that you touch them all, but you do them well. I mean, you don't just touch, you're going balls deep in these things, man.
That's how we do it.
So let me ask you this, what do you plan on doing with this truck?
I don't know, man. Pull it apart, put it back together, and have some fun with it.
Like that? This thing gets down.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's like a little go-kart.
It's a big ass go-kart, let's say that.
Yeah, I'm excited to take it up to Vegas and do some laps with it and get some seat time. I haven't had time to bring it to a track. I'm dying to do it though.
So now we're gonna cut to what we shot last night because it was raining and dumping, but we'll show you around the shop, show you what they got going on here at Squarebody Syndicate. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, we got Mr. Joe Yezi in the house, the godfather of Squarebody Syndicate.
Well, if that's what you say.
Dude, I appreciate you, let me do that, but I've wanted to see this place because I know you've been building it for a while now. By the way, I just noticed the pinstriping here, bro. Let's go. This is sick. So this is all the operations basically out of here. You got the garage and all the merch and stuff?
Yes, so this is where we do all the dirty work. This is where we do the office work.
Oh, yeah.
Say hi.
Hi.
This is assembly, hangout, merch, packing, shipping, showroom, photo shoots.
Hell yeah. When did you start Squarebody Syndicate?
So it's been about 11, 12 years, I'm thinking.
You sold it a couple years ago and you bought it back,
Yes,
right?
ended up selling it and regretted it from the second I sold it. 2 years went by and I had the opportunity to buy it back. Took everything I have financially to get it back, and we did. And we saved the company. Now we're just trying to get it back to where it was, and we're rolling hard on it.
Kicking ass, taking
That's
names.
it, man.
I'm glad you're back, man, because you may have heard the name before. If you like square bodies, you definitely have. These dudes have built some of the sickest shit, like
SSO1,
and then
SSO2.
And then, of course, the SMOKEBOX, which is outside, and you got a couple other things there we're going to get into in a second here. This thing, like, crushed at SEMA.
We did the unveil at Royal Purple booth at SEMA 2018. Davey Hamilton, who raced Indy, was working for Royal Purple at that time. When he saw the Indy tags on the door, he called Doug Bowles, who was the president of IMS at the time. He said, "You got to come down and see this truck." Doug Bowles comes down, sees the truck, and invites us to do hot laps at the up-and-coming Indy 500 in 2019. And we were like, we're there. Drive 30 hours out there. We get out there, and I was able to do 5 laps on IMS track the night before the Indy 500. It was out of control.
Can we go look at what you're building right now?
absolutely.
I mean, so this is the new deal. Sergeant Syndicate. You got the CUCV.
Yeah, the CUCV.
Is that technically that's
Yeah,
right?
CUCV to M009, a military blazer. They used to drop these things out of helicopters. Figure we've never seen anybody slam one of these things, but what better is to make it a burnout machine for burnout wars. The only thing different on this rendering is going to have a huge blower coming out of the hood, a Moab from Magnuson.
The cool thing about that Moab blower, I think is pretty unique, is that it's got Eaton internals, so it's actually super efficient. It's not just a big air pump. But this is Sergeant Syndicate. So as you can see, it is no bullshit, full chassis car. GSI did this, right?
Yeah, they built this chassis for this.
Full power steering rack, big Ford 9-inch in the back. Of course, a true track in it. Now this is interesting. This will be the first for our show that's on bags, but obviously you wanted bags because you wanted to dump it, right?
We wanted to dump it, and we're going to see how long they last with all that mayhem underneath. So it's going to be interesting. We could always put a coilover in there if we had to.
Like that Watts link there. There's some big ass brakes in the back of this thing. How big
Yeah,
are those?
Bear Brakes sent us a 6-set 14-inch
Oh, yo, I like the little Mob Steel stencil on that.
military issue, man.
Mob Steel, Detroit Steel, same
Yeah.
company. This is actually, I noticed this while I was up here. The tubs on this thing are dope. Big steel reinforcements on everything, so when they blow a big old 20 or 22 inch tire, it doesn't go and wad up the bedside on these trucks. What motor's gonna go in this?
So it's a 6.0 LQ9 block. Everything on it and in it. It's going to be Holly and Magnuson. So
I see you have a vintage air kit up here. It's gonna be AC truck?
yeah, it has to be.
Hell yeah.
We live in Arizona, man. So
See, that's smart thinking. Yo, this is what you were talking about, the ammo box thing. That's
the
tight.
wheel wells.
So the wheel wells are built to look like ammo boxes. That's dope, man. That came out good. Who did all this?
Brandon Cisco from Cisco Fab. Yeah, this goes down.
Oh, that's tight.
So it's legit, man.
I love the details on all the stuff you build. It's just like little subtle stuff, but it always follows the theme really well.
The seats are German leather.
Man, come on now. Why you gotta do us like that?
Gotta do it right.
Damn, dude, that is so soft. The door inserts too? Okay.
No,
Okay,
no.
okay. They just,
They're
man,
factory,
whoever
but-
color matched that did a hell of a job.
Yeah, that's the factory color on these things.
What do you think this thing's gonna weigh? Because I mean, all that steel.
Man, it's heavy. But we found out in SMOKEBOX, having all that weight helps us. The weight helps create more smoke.
Okay.
So
more party.
yeah,
So I'm actually in the process of, well,
Yeah.
once I get back, smoothing the firewall.
we
on my
shaved
Tahoe.
all that. Yeah, shorten the column on the end. We got to shave this side.
Is that one of your columns?
Yeah.
So the if you've followed my channel or seen literally any of the square body stuff that I built, I always use the Squarebody Syndicate column because that shit is perfect. It's a shorter column too, right?
It is.
You guys spec that out?
It's 2 inches shorter in the cab.
It's crazy how much better it feels. Good work.
Thank you.
And I like the fact that now you got all the switches and stuff that both
Yeah,
plug
I
into.
showed you those, right?
Yeah. They got it set up to where, like, you know, you can run, I don't know, like a nitrous purge or, you know, a two-step on a switch. It's all digital, and you don't have to wire those things in. Everything plugs straight in. It's nice. It's nice. I don't know how bad the wind is outside. Let's go try to check out SMOKEBOX and see if, and it's raining somehow. The world-famous SMOKEBOX, Chevy G10. 6.0. This was one of the first vehicles with a BFD cam in it too. Actually, you're number one because the first one was a prototype and that was in a Suburban. It didn't even have the full insignia on the.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, so obviously they got the spares in here. This thing's got beats. The best part, chrome roll cage. Obviously dope seats, period correct vibes, and this thing parties. I've actually done a really savage burnout in this thing at LS Fest, and it does do the thing.
What are we doing?
You know what time it is, baby. Lining up here for the burnout pit at LS Fest West 2023. We got the SMOKEBOX band. And it chops properly as it should. How big is that fuel cell, bro?
It's like 35 gallon.
Damn.
Yeah, 35.
Hell yeah. Obviously, the whole field of square bodies in the back, just not in disrepair, which is pretty impressive because usually when you see that many square bodies, they're sitting in the field and they've been there forever. Damn, it got cold outside
What happened,
too.
man?
It's dropped like 30 degrees since I got here.
Everything was fine until you showed up.
I'm sorry. Okay, so these pictures all from SEMA in, was that 2019?
That was 2022.
Oh, that's right, because we went back to the small space. Yo. Just on the wall. Managed not to look at that. Yo. Look at that boy right there. You know what? You came out real hard at that show.
Yeah, we tuned it up. Remember, we had them come out and tune up the motor, and it was crazy.
And then this is one of the banners, actually, from when they came by and when he did that, where all the pictures were swinging it in SMOKEBOX, right?
Yep.
So this was on the K-rails at that SEMA. I like how you presented this. Man, you got a little,
Yeah, we
wood
framed
box.
it up. It's good memory.
That was a good era. R.I.P. Damn. So you guys move all the merch just out of here, huh? Like
Yeah.
doing it all yourselves?
Man, it's small business USA. We appreciate the support. It's what keeps us going. It allows us to build cool and continue doing it by all these hats and decals and t-shirt sales and parts. It's what allows us to do what we do.
Nice. Well, you do it good.
Thank you.
So we appreciate you. By the way, I was talking about the columns earlier. Damn, you know what? The chrome one looks really good. These are the Squarebody Syndicate columns. They're tilt columns.
2 inches shorter in the cab, and now we are making one that's 2 inches shorter at the tail out of the firewall. So we'll have 2 inches inside, 2 inches outside.
Nice.
For if you have a rack.
And
so
yeah.
those are coming out real soon.
And you can see how these kind of hook up. They've got
Plug
like
and play, yeah.
a piece that connects to there, and then there's like a box and all sorts of cool stuff. It makes it so that your steering column isn't just hanging on for, you know, with hopes and dreams. Yo, are you guys doing corner windows too?
Yeah, we sell vent windows through Precision, but I came up with this concept of putting these chrome polished stainless steel strips because Squarebody's never had the deluxe option on the Chevy truck. When I built SSO2, I took it completely apart, chromed it, put it back together, and I swore I'd never do that again. So to make your lives easier, I came out with this little strip kit, polished stainless steel. So for under $100, it'll make a huge difference in the look of your truck. So we got them from 67 all the way up to 91.
Yo, what's the deal with the crew cab here, though?
This is a super rare 1978 GMC K35 single wheel 1-ton truck with a factory wood bed and factory tack. There's not a lot of Squarebodies out there with wood beds. They sold them mainly in the Midwest so livestock can stand in the bed.
Or you can put your hay there and you can like put it in basically 4 low and then just like let
Slide
the
it
truck
off.
idle and then you just bale hay off the back so you can feed all your cows in the winter. This is the factory bed, this
Yeah.
wood back here?
Yeah, we haven't restored the wood yet, but we're working on getting all the pieces to finish it. And this should come together pretty quick soon. I'm trying to figure out what color to paint it. Being a fanatic with these things, I have to go out and get the year of the GMC, the 1978, to get all the interior stuff. It's like a dealer book. So I sit here like a maniac trying to pick colors out. I just keep going to black, triple black, man.
You want school bus yellow?
No, I'm not a yellow guy, but right now we just got to get all the doors gapped and the metal work done, and then she's ready for paint. And we don't even know what drivetrain we're going to put in it. So,
Dude, it needs a big block, a big one, real big. Preserve its legacy with a lot of horsepower. 600 inches. Let's go. I appreciate you, dog, man. Thank you for the hospitality.
safe travels, brother. We'll see you in Vegas.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, I got to get my ass home because I've been gone for about a month, so it's back to LA now. After spending 3 days on the road with this pristine slice of mid-2000s American engineering mastery, I think I've come to love these cars even more than I already did. When I first thought up this concept, my intention was to hopefully encourage at least one midnight marketplace prowler to get out of their comfort zone and pull the trigger on the car of their dreams. Plus, I wanted to show you guys how to remove some of the risk from the process of buying out of state. But more importantly, I wanted to inspire you to take a break from the daily grind and get out and drive. After all, that's what these cars were built to do. Drive. They're not meant to sit under covers in some climate-controlled garage slowly deteriorating from the inside out in hopes that the resale value stays high. They're like us. They need to move. They need to stretch their legs and breathe deep so that their systems can circulate, stay lubricated, and functioning properly. Without routine movement, circulation, and heat buildup, steels will rust, lines will calcify, and the dream slowly begins to die. Now, my only complaint about this trip is that I didn't make more time in my schedule to experience the beauty and expanse of America by carving its windy back roads in this American icon. There's no better way to forge the bond between man and his new machine than to spend a few days behind the wheel, stretching the RPMs into the red zone, and experiencing the last few remaining miles of freedom that can only be witnessed in those uninhabited stretches of the American expanse. Now, I think Hunter S. Thompson said it best. Life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty and well-preserved body, but rather to skid broadside in a cloud of smoke thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and loudly proclaiming, "Wow, what a ride." I hope you guys enjoyed this 3-episode series. Stay tuned for more modifications, upgrades, and many more miles in this C6 Z06.